Join me as I challenge myself to create stunning mini canvas art using just finger painting. Can I make something that actually looks good? Finger painting is an art form that's all about embracing creativity and having fun. It's a super accessible way for beginners to get into art, and I love that it's all about experimentation and playing around with colors and textures. You don't need to have any fancy skills or training to get started, which is what makes it so appealing to so many people. One of the biggest misconceptions about creating art is that you need to have some kind of natural talent or skill. But the truth is, art is all about practice and experimentation. Finger painting is the perfect way to challenge that notion, because it's so easy to pick up and start creating. You don't need to worry about mastering complex techniques or using expensive equipment. All you need is some paint, a canvas, and your fingers. I think a lot of people are intimidated by the idea of creating art because they're worried they won't be good enough. But the thing is, art is subjective, and what looks good to one person might not look good to another. The beauty of finger painting is that it's all about embracing imperfection and having fun with the process. You might be surprised at how therapeutic it can be to get your hands messy and just play around with colors and textures. Another reason people might be hesitant to try finger painting is that they think it's just for kids. But trust me, this is an art form that can be enjoyed by people of all ages. You can create some really stunning pieces using this technique, and it's a great way to tap into your creative side and express yourself. Let's get started with the materials we'll need for today's project. We'll be using mini canvases, which are just the right size for creating small, intricate pieces of art. You can use any type of paint you like, but I'll be using acrylic today. You'll also need a palette or plate for mixing your colors, and a cup of water for cleaning your fingers. I like to use a paper towel to remove excess paint from my fingers, too. To get started, I'll be applying a base coat of paint to my canvas. This is just a simple layer of yellow ochre that will help bring out the colors we'll be using later. You can use a brush to apply the paint, but I like to use my fingers to get a more textured look. Just dip your finger in the paint and start smearing it around the canvas. It's that easy. Now that we've got our base coat on, let's start building up some colors. I'll be using a bold blue and a bright orange to create a really vibrant, abstract piece. To get a more subtle look, you can start mixing your colors on the palette before applying them to the canvas. Or, if you like a more dramatic look, you can apply the paint straight from the tube. The choice is yours. As we build up our colors, you can start to experiment with different techniques to add some texture and interest to your piece. One of my favorite things to do is use my fingers to create little swirls and patterns on the canvas. You can also try using a gentle tapping motion to create a more subtle look. Let's take a step back and look at what we've created so far. I love how the blue and orange are working together to create this really dynamic, abstract piece. The texture from the finger painting is adding a really interesting element to the canvas, too. To finish off our piece, let's add a few highlights using a small dotting tool. This is just a simple way to add a bit of contrast to the canvas and make our colors pop. You can use a toothpick or even the end of a paintbrush to create these little dots. Just dip it in the paint and start dotting away. And that's it. I'm really happy with how this piece has turned out. The colors are vibrant and bold, and the texture from the finger painting adds a really interesting element to the canvas. I hope you've followed along and created your own stunning mini canvas art. If you have, be sure to share it with me in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll be exploring some advanced techniques for taking your canvas art to the next level. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon to turn on notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one.